Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm not outside Old Trafford. I'm not in the studio. I'm in my kitchen. And the weather in sunny Salford, it's not so sunny. It's actually, I think it's just about starting to rain. It's spitting. Get them in. Loads of stories to get through. But before that, make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. We want to get to 750,000 subscribers. And with your support, we can get there. Now, do you know what? I say loads of stories to get through, but there's one big story doing the rounds. And I'm going to crack on with that one. And that is these rumours that Erik Ten Hag is about to be sacked as Manchester United manager. Now, we've heard these rumours, reports, stories pretty much every day since the FA Cup final, but it seems like they might be gathering a little bit of momentum. There's a few stories doing the rounds, which I'll explain about now and how they tie in with this. So there's a story in the Mail that says Man United fans are convinced Erik Ten Hag will be sacked today after now deleted post from Alejandro Garnacho's brother. So it says speculation surrounds the future of Erik Ten Hag after a poor league campaign, blah, 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 blah. The club are in the midst of an end of the season review that will decide his future. So there was a post on Twitter from an account, a Twitter account that's got quite a big following, and it said, tomorrow might be the worst day of my life, currently looking into the stars, tears building up in my eyes, I can't fathom Ten Hag going. And then Roberto Garnacho, Alejandro Garnacho's brother, same, and I'm not even joking, let's pray for us. Now, he's deleted his post, Roberto Garnacho. It says here, Roberto Garnacho replied to a post on X indicating that he was aware of the situation surrounding the United boss. The post has since been deleted. So that has added to this sort of feeling that, oh, well, if he said something, there must be something there. And, you know, he must know something, or he must be told something. But I don't think it does. I don't think it shows anything. I mean, yeah, you might look into that and go, oh, well, that means he's going. Or you might look into it and go, that doesn't mean anything. It might just be a case of, I don't want him to go. That might have been the gist of that post. Or it might be something concrete because, you know, I'm not even joking. Let's pray for us. I mean, it might be a reply to that I can't fathom Ten Hag going part of that tweet. So I don't know. I mean, the Mail have gone big with it. They're saying that, you know, this could be an indication. I think I saw Football Joe had tweeted about it as well. So it has added a little bit of fuel to the fire. I mean, does that mean that he's going to go today? Not really. I mean, he might do. It might not even be because of any information that's flying about. It might be a coincidence that he ends up going today when that post has gone out. Sorry, it might be that there was information there. I mean, there's a lot of speculation at the minute, and we haven't really seen anyone who I would consider tier one, Ornstein or Romano or anyone like that, who's come out and said anything that makes me feel that today is going to be the day. But now you've got a couple of newspapers picking up on it. It's only adding sort of to the feeling that Erik Ten Hag is going to go sooner rather than later. There's a piece in the Evening News, and it's one of those sort of opinion/news pieces that the Evening News do quite a lot of, where it's mainly an opinion piece, but there's a little bit of news in there as well. And it's from Tyrone Marshall. I know Tyrone's a good lad. And it says, Sir Jim Ratcliffe wanted to conduct a thorough review of the season just gone at Man United, but the longer silence emanates from Old Trafford, the more due process starts to look like dithering. And it says 10 days have passed since Manchester United season ended in glory at Wembley, but we still wait to discover whether Erik Ten Hag's crowning moment is enough to keep him in the job. I mean, there was also, if I can find it here, there's a piece in the Evening News on their live blog, and it says Ten Hag contract complication. Will there be a decision on Erik Ten Hag's future today? Sort of tying into what Tyrone was saying. It's been 10 days since the FA Cup final. So there's one potential issue that could cause delay is Ten Hag's contract situation. If they decide to stick with him, then they really need to offer him a new contract. Going into the final year of his 3-year deal will essentially leave him on trial, which has been the case since Ineos came in. There is also the complication that Ineos' chosen sporting director, Dan Ashworth, remains on guardian leave. He will have his views on Ten Hag's future. Chief Executive Omar Barada doesn't start until July the 13th. So you've got two added complications there. Omar Barada hasn't started and doesn't start for another month. And then you've got Dan Ashworth, who is still on gardening leave. So do they need to be officially working for Manchester United before you can make a decision? That's not great, is it? I don't think you can wait till July the 13th. That seems like a recipe for disaster waiting that long. Personally, I think you can't ask a manager now, Erik Ten Hag, to wait another, what is it? It's not even a month. It's a bit longer, isn't it? Would it be that? Would it be another 6 weeks? Another 5 weeks, maybe 5.5 weeks? Plus, he's already waited 10 days. It seems a bit unreasonable that to expect him to wait. Now, the idea of giving him a new contract is one that we've heard a lot about. Ronaldo Brown on the channel talks about this a lot. He says you can't just leave him on the contract. You have to offer him an extension or get rid of him. You have to give him the opportunity to sort of say, right, okay, we're backing you, and the players know we're backing you, and you're here for at least longer than another 11 months or whatever, or 12 months. Because if you don't, it feels a little bit like Ralph Rangnick all over again, where players know he's going, he knows he's going. Yes, he can always smash it that season and get an extension, but there's not been the backing there that perhaps you would want. Let me know what you think. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you think it is a stick or twist scenario with Ineos? Do you think they either offer him a new deal or they get rid, or do you think that just, you know, a laissez-faire attitude, just leave it as it is, will do? Would that be okay? Or does that make his position untenable? Let me know what you think, because it is a weird one, isn't it? Because they could buy rights. I think that legally and contractually, they can just say, okay, we're not going to offer you an extension, but where does that leave him? Is that just unrealistic in terms of how you can treat a manager? Do they need to give him that backing or not? I mean, one thing's for certain, until they either come out publicly with some sort of statement, or someone, you know, from or they brief the press with a statement, someone who's reliable comes out and says, look, Erik Ten Hag is a story, you know, exclusive, Erik Ten Hag is set to stay, then he's just going to be left in limbo, and the club's going to be left in limbo. And I think that a lot of fans are getting fed up with this, and I don't like to see managers treated like this. We've not really treated managers well post Alex Ferguson. Some of those managers have failed. I think you could argue that all of them have failed to a certain degree, but the way we have treated them hasn't been great. Sacking Louis van Gaal the night after he just won the FA Cup wasn't a good way to treat him. I don't think it was at all. I don't think even David Moyes, and I wasn't a fan of David Moyes, I think he found out on Twitter that he'd been sacked. I mean, that's not how you should be handling your business when you're Manchester United. So I think United need to get a grip and just sort it out. There's another story doing the rounds, because there is other stories other than the managerial one. It says here in the Evening News, highly rated striker Benjamin Sesko appears to be on the verge of moving to Arsenal, but journalist Fabrizio Romano claims it's not a done deal and that United are still in the hunt. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Romano said now Sesko has to decide whether he wants to stay at Leipzig and extend his contract or leave, or probably go to the Premier League. So first step has to be this one, then which clubs. They all remain in the race. Nothing has been decided, I can guarantee about that. Sesko is taking his time to decide between United, Chelsea and Arsenal. These three clubs are in the race. Everything is still open. Well, only one of those clubs has a truly settled manager. So I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal did seem like a more attractive proposition for him at the moment. I know Manchester United are a bigger club, but if you've got a club that have got a manager, the manager says he wants you, and you've got a club where the manager doesn't know if he's going to be here next season, and another club where the manager's literally just come through the door, so you don't know much about him. He was at, Leicester last season. I mean, I don't know. It's a funny one. Like Sesko, he looks like a decent player. What is he? 20. Have a look. I think he's 20, and he's I think he got 18 goals in all competitions last season. So he's done quite well. He's 21. Sorry, forgive me. He's 21. He's 21 till he's 22. And I'm just having a look now. And yeah, 18 goals in 42 games in all competitions. Sorry, so a decent return. 21 years old. We'll wait and see. I don't think he's coming to Manchester United. You may disagree. We'll keep you posted as always. If anything does happen with Erik Ten Hag, we get any breaking news, you know we will always go live. I'm BJ Motty. This has been the Paper Talk. Don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.